Hey, you guys. Well, first and foremost, Happy New Year. It is the start of a new year, and I just love a fresh start. So here we are in 2024. So today, I want to talk about something that a lot of people live in fear of when it comes to their money. And this isn't one of those fears that just magically goes away once you decide that you want to be wise with money. Yeah, I'm talking about the fear of overdraft. And before you say, Rachel, I've never overdrafted in my account. Like, it's been years since I've done that. Or I'm a saver, so I don't even have to worry about excess spending. Well, I don't want to break it to you, but I will. You might not be as invincible as you think you are. Listen, overdraft pops up in really sneaky ways, especially if you're doing buy now, pay later purchases and you forgot about them, or a monthly charge for your iCloud storage. If you are brand new to budgeting, there are nuances that take some time to learn. But guess who has done her time? Yes, I have 4 reliable budgeting tricks that can be absolute game changers for my bank account, and I want to make sure that you know about them. So number 4. So I really made this tip basically my entire personality. I am a natural spender, especially when it comes to Amazon clothes and jewelry and all the things. And I knew this about myself when Winston and I agreed to make budgeting a priority. And I was worried that, again, I'd be the one that would overspend because historically that is me. But then I thought, okay, my parents really kept themselves from overspending when there wasn't, a single dollar of margin back during the years when they're coming out of bankruptcy, and they were really, really diligent about their budget. And mom and dad took plastic completely out of the question, no debt at all. And so for every category in their budget, there was an envelope that they would cash out. And because you cannot physically overspend when you don't have enough money in your hands, so they used it to stay really accountable. Number 4 is to cash out budget categories that you tend to struggle with. Now, this can be a game changer, especially those of you who are new to budgeting, because it was for me that I even made a wallet to help people stay accountable when it comes to all cash spending. And the system, it doesn't have to be boring or frumpy, like it can be really cute and really fun. And so I did this for years, you guys, especially when it comes to food, when it comes to clothes. And again, there are so many categories that you could look at in your budget and say, gosh, I need an envelope for that. So make sure to check that out. And there's one category in your budget that you should always have an envelope for, which brings me to tip number 3. Because keep in mind that the main goal of any budget is to make it a zero-based budget. That means every single dollar has a designated purpose before the month begins. But no matter how precise you think you're being, we all have had that terrifying moment of overdraft anxiety, right? Just picture this with me. You're in the car heading to your sister's birthday dinner, and you kind of spaced out all of your resources, and you've allocated all of your money to the budget for every single purchase, including her birthday gift and card. And you even set aside $15 to pick her up some flowers for the birthday dinner. But then you're 10 minutes from arriving, and the host calls and asks you to stop at Walgreens and get candles on the way. And this feels like, oh yeah, no big deal. It's just candles, right? Not a big deal. But when you're working a zero-based budget, $5 means you got to find $5 from somewhere. And if it's not in there, then that means overdraft could happen. And you're thinking, oh, what do I do? So this is why my 3rd tip is so key, and that is to add a miscellaneous category to your budget. It keeps you intentional and conscious, but it also serves you well because it's a little bit of a cushion that we all need when it comes to taking control of your money. But if you really want to feel secure with your monthly spending, tip number 2 is for you. This one will make you feel like you have your entire life together. And especially if you get paid more than once a month, this is a must. You know that feeling at the beginning of the month when you get paid, you're feeling great about that balance in your account, and then suddenly your expenses start to trickle in at the same time, like your mortgage, HOA bill, utility bills, all this stuff starts coming. Well, did you know that some lenders will allow you to actually break up your mortgage into 2 separate payments every month? And a lot of services like Xfinity or Netflix or your gym membership can actually be paid at any time throughout the month. You get to set up the time. So you just got to call them and tell them when you want the money pulled out of your accounts. So you guessed it. Tip number 2 is to strategically use Overdraft. So if you're not familiar with this is where, again, whether it's a subscription or a membership you have, that's money that just comes right out of your checking account. You're not going in and paying every single month. It's automatically pulled out. And you can be strategic to space this out so that you don't have to ride that roller coaster of fear of feast or famine, depending on the week. So it's really, really key, you guys. So you can plan out your paychecks and you can know, okay, not all of my accounts are gonna be hitting at this exact same moment. I can spread them out and it's gonna give you some margin and leeway. My number one tip is the most important, and it's the one that people always think that they can skip. And for us, this tip is always crucial, especially after the holidays. We've made it through all the craziness of Christmas, but then all the subscriptions renew in January. Okay, when February hits, we should expect to be in the clear, except then all the kids have to buy Valentines for school, and you have to do all this, and then you're suddenly paying deposits for summer camps coming up. And then you realize your anniversary's in February too, so you gotta factor in a date night. But surely there'll be room in March. No, because then there's spring break in March and expenses are coming here and there. When you see my point, it feels like it never ends. Every month is different. But this doesn't mean that you have to live in a constant panic while your budget fluctuates in a way that makes you feel out of control. Instead, what if you decided to set expectations on the front end so you knew exactly what to prepare for every single month financially? Which is why my number one tip for avoiding overdraft is to adjust your budget every single month. Committing to getting into the habit of budgeting may be a one-time decision, but true success with your budget is an every month thing. And don't forget, the best way to do this is with EveryDollar. It's a budgeting app. It's amazing. It lets you customize your budget every single day since you are in full control of your money, and overdraft isn't even a factor. So make sure to send this video to a friend who's a natural spender or saver, and make sure they have the tools to keep themselves in the green. And remember, you guys, to take control of your money and create a life you love.